In this video, I'm going to show you how to farm for and get the Siesbarg mount. That is the one that I'm using right now. It's probably one of the most time-consuming mounts that you can get in the War Within expansion. It is a flying mount, and this is what it looks like when it does fly. I think it's really cool. It's kind of easy to get. It just takes a lot of time. This is going to be the reward for finishing a quest chain, and before you can get the quest, you will have to hunt down a rare NPC in Tka'Tkath. So at Tka'Tkath, at this location right over here, you will have to wait for this rare to spawn, but when it does spawn in, it does give like everybody a bit of time until it actually arrives. Like my rare scanner went off, and then after 2 minutes, it actually appeared. So all of these people had pulled up here before it even spawned. So at least you get some time. Just be ahead of the curve by finding out when it's going to spawn. Now, when you loot it, there is a small chance you don't get the quest item, but the odds are you probably will get the quest item. I think it's like 70% chance. You will get a quest that will lead you to the city nearby. You're just going to go ahead and fly to the location, accept the quest, or like, hand in the first part, and then accept the first major part, which is quite daunting. It is to get 1,500 Nerubian Chitin from Nerubian enemies. That's a lot. Now you can find many pre-made groups just searching for chitin, or you can go to follower dungeons, queue up as a damage dealer, queue for Arakara City of Echoes, the dungeon, find group. I'm going to show you a cool way how to do this like solo. I got my first 1,500 chitin by doing this. It took me about like 3 hours. Essentially what you're going to do in this dungeon is pull everything up until the first boss. So everything that you can attack, you're going to pull it, you're going to loot it, and you're just going to get into the process of doing this. At first, it'll be a bit confusing to work with the follower dungeon tank because it kind of like pulls everything towards it. Eventually, you will get an understanding of like how the systems work and how the mechanics work with a follower tank. And eventually, you'll be able to like pull all the mobs, bring it to the tank, and then zerg them down, loot it, and get your chitin as you proceed this whole thing. Essentially, you're just going to do everything until the first boss. Okay, so it's really simple. If you do have a higher eye level, you will be able to survive a bit of a bigger pulls like this, like that I'm doing over here. If you don't, you can take it a bit slower. I'm just doing it faster because I really wanted the 1,500 done as quickly as possible. And when you do this, you should get around like between 60 to 80 chitin per run like this. You can defeat the boss for those extra 10 Valor Stones. Otherwise, you can leave the dungeon early, and then you're just going to repeat this process over and over and over until you have 1,500. Now, it does not end there. As soon as you do have that 1,500, you can go hand it in, and you'll get the second of the 3 quest chain quests. The second one is for 1,000 Nerubian Venom. This one doesn't really let you do the dungeon method. Like, it doesn't work as effectively. So this one I queued for pre-made groups, right? So I went here to pre-made groups, search custom, find group, and quite simply, I just typed in the word Venom because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for groups that are farming Venom. And you can see there are a ton of them, and you just got to try get into one either as, whatever spec that you play, and go from there. And you just farm in this group until you have 1,000. This one took me quite a while as well. So this took like another 2 hours to get. During this, you'll also be getting a ton of junk that you can go ahead and sell, as well as some bind on equip items that you can sell to the auction house as soon as you're ready. And when you have collected 1,000 Venom, you can return to the quest giver. The quest will guide you here again, and you will hand that in, and you'll get the third and the final part of the quest to collect 500 Nerubian Blood. Also, the dungeon doesn't work for this method, not quite as well as the first time did. So this one, we're going to find a different group. So what I did, as usual, went to pre-made groups, and this time I searched for blood. So blood farms, there's tons of groups right now. So you can just join one, get in there, go to wherever they're farming. There are several locations people are farming at. There's no like specific one. There are just like groups all over the place, mostly all over Tka'Tkath. But again, quite simply, you're just going to grind enemies until you have 500 Nerubian Blood. Once you do have that 500 Nerubian Blood, you return to the quest giver, you'll hand that in, and that is the end of the grinding. Now you just have to follow a little bit of like role play, follow this character outside to turn, somebody into Siesbarg and then give it to you. Remember to learn the mount from your inventory, and man, I gotta sell the stuff in my bags again because it's full. And that is how you can farm Siesbarg in the War Within. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. Good luck.